Okay, round two, we won the die roll, playing first. Um, hmm. This not particularly good. I think we're gonna keep it though. Do a little bit of deck thinning with our Evolving Wilds, I guess. You know, this time we'll find a swamp for F6 value. Okay. Okay. All right. We'll probably just play the Tormentor. I could wait till I play the Cutthroat, but I may actually need the Cutthroat. And having the March of the Drowned kind of makes this a little bit easier anyway. Dire Fleet Captain, alright. Riggaller's a good draw, actually. Very good draw. So we'll get in there and we'll bounce here. We're actually going to bounce here Trailblazer. Get rid of that menace value. I may just make the trade here, setting up for a good March of the Drowned at some point. Like if they play something I can't really attack into, I'll attack into it anyway and kill it with Cutthroat, and then just play March of the Drowned, get back my Righauler and my Tormentor. It seems fine to me. I'm just thinking ahead here. Maybe I won't have to, we'll see. Like I said, I am going to block here because of the March of the Drowned. Okay. So I think we just play Cutthroat and pass. We're going to just try and get some value off this March of the Drowned. We'll take care of the Menace guy. Well, let's get in there. March of the Drowned. Get some value. And I think we'll actually play the Tormentor to make him discard, and then we'll play the Blight Keeper. It's kind of an interesting use of Tilnali's Crown I hadn't thought about. It's also a kill spell. It's kind of cool. Guess we'll trade with this. It's a more relevant creature. Although, whatever. So let's play the Regaller and I guess bounce your thing. So if I'd done it to the other thing, they wouldn't be able to swing here, but I don't really care, I guess. I'm not even sure if they want to. Maybe they do. Impale, sure. So I think we're just going to water knot that. That was a great draw. Great draw. Alright, so playing against another pirate deck here. Black-red. Presumably they have a lot of removal. We saw just a crown and an impale though, but usually black-red's got a lot of removal. So that might make our Curious Obsessions a little bit worse, but I don't really want to bring in Negate yet until I see more removal. Castaways is not bad though. Blocks kind of a lot of things. But I don't know what I'd want to drop for it, because I kind of like everything else we're doing too. Sea Legs is still probably fine. We probably just stick to the same game plan. I could drop a Curious Obsession, actually. Just because it dies to removal, but I don't know yet. Maybe I'd drop an Obsession for a Castaway. Just give us a little bit more blocking power. Because I feel like we can win the War of Attrition. Because we have like Vanquisher's Banner and tempo-y stuff. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Well, it's a keep. Conquistador? Alright, well, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, I see. Well, let's start her off with the Castaway. Yeah, are they just gonna get there on the back of that? See if it happens. That'd be pretty crazy. Wow, they really are just gonna ride that thing right to victory, huh? Nice turn progression. Geez, must be nice. Okay, so we'll drop a, what was the thing I just said? Oh yeah, Curious Obsession is gone, 100%. We'll bring in the Negate, I guess. And run it back. Alright, we'll play first. Can't keep, unfortunately. This one we will. I probably need lands more. As much as I like hard removal, especially since we just lost against an aura. But, what can you do? When your deck has so many answers for that too. And then it requires, like, so many things had to go their way for that match to turn out the way. Oops, I screwed up. I screwed up. I F6 accidentally. I thought that I stopped it in time, but I did not. So, my mistake. So now we're a turn behind too, which is pretty rotten. I need to check Direfleet Captain for something. Alright, well it says you count it as it resolves, not as it's cast or whatever, so guess I could just depths here and attack too. I think we're just gonna pass though. So I think my plan is to, after they attack, depths the Trailblazer and block the Captain. Alright, it's a bummer, but what can you do? Well, we're gonna play the Brawler. I guess we could play the Banner, actually, huh? That brings us out of bombard range, too. Alright, we're gonna play the Banner this turn. Alright. Obviously getting in with the Trailblazer for menace value. Okay. Sailor's a good draw, actually. So we'll start her off with that. Draw our card. And I think we'll actually play the Blight Keeper here. Doesn't draw us a card, but I think it's fine. Could have attacked with the Brawler for more cards, but I think at this point we want to not necessarily be cautious, but, well, maybe be cautious. I mean, they have 8 spells in hand, or 7 spells in hand. So we have to, I mean, thankfully both of our guys are out of the way of Bombard, and they're still a little bit of ways away from that, any value they would reap from some card that I can't think of right now. Contract Killing. Alright, Mutiny to kill our Sailor of Means. And a Buccaneer revealing a Swaggering Corsair. Alright. So, March of the Drown to get back some dudes does seem good. And then we can play them both again. Probably makes sense. So why don't we just... How much mana do I have? So I play this, I'm going to be left with 6, including the treasure. I play this, I'll be back up to 4. So I could play Tormentor, or I'd probably just end up playing the Castaway. As much as I want to attack with the Brawler, I don't know if I should. I kind of want to, though. And then I play 2 creatures, say they play a removal spell. The problem is the Dire Fleet Captain. Yeah. I do want to draw a card really bad, though. I think we draw cards now, actually. Cheap first. And that's another one we could do, I guess. Alright, so we'll just get in with the Blight Keeper only. Although we can keep that back too if we need to. Alright. Well, but I kind of want to use it at some point. I feel like I'm going to have to use it at some point. Alright, we'll get in. And we'll play a Fathom Fleet Border and we'll pass. Alright, Rig Hauler is good too. Well, it's good news for us. So we're up to 8 mana now. Do we want to draw first? Not especially. I mean, we just attack with Blight Keeper again. Can actually attack with this too because we're playing the Rig Hauler. Yeah. Alright. Attack with these 2. I don't think they block. They need all their dudes. Then we play Rig Hauler. I mean, if they do block, we're in good shape, because we're just going to draw cards for the rest of the game. So we play Rig Hauler, draw a card. The Trailblazer has... I still feel like we probably bounce the Captain. And then we play... I mean, we can do the Tormentor, but I think we probably just do the Sailor of Means and Just continue to draw cards. And we even have a instant speed sea legs if we need it. Kind of cool. We can even, so we can respond to a bombard, which is nice. Like, they might just try and bombard our rig hauler here, and then we just don't let that happen. Buccaneer. Put that in their graveyard. No attacks. Navigator for more card draw shenanigans. Let's just do that because I'm curious what we get here. Play that, draw. Play that, draw. Okay, so let's start smashing here. And for 12. We can just sea legs to protect our rig hauler if need be. And then we're just going to play a Tormentor at the end to make them discard too. Okay, so we'll kill the Firebrand, which is probably a good trade for us anyway. And then we'll, I guess, sea legs to protect our guy. And then we'll play a Tormentor and make him discard and draw a card. I believe we drew 4 cards this turn and made them discard, which is just absolutely unreal. Alright, well, despite our opponent just crushing us game 2 harder than I think I've been crushed in probably, I can't even remember the last format I was, I think the last time I was crushed that hard in a game was probably Innistrad, and it was a turn 1, that werewolf that turns into a 3/2, the name escapes me, and then turn 2, the +2/+2 and flying, the spectral whatever. So they were attacking me for 5 flying on turn 2. That was probably, this might even be harder than that game, because I think I maybe even came up with an answer. Actually, I think in both games I was taking 5 a turn, so pretty equal in the amount of time I was smashed, both starting on turn 2. But I feel like my opponent in that Innistrad game did not go removal into removal or removal, so this one was probably the craziest I've ever seen. But then even me F6ing, I can skip a turn and still just win on the back of a Vanquisher's Banner. Well, let's be honest, our opponent was mana screwed, but I guess if I'm going to F6 through a turn against an aggro deck, do it when they're mana screwed. Alright, we'll see you in round 3.